Wait for it. Wait for it. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Maybe you get your feelings hurt today. I don't know. Happy Friday to you, man. Yes, I'm a cappella. Okay, I'm like Tupac out of the gate here. Hit the like button. We appreciate everybody coming aboard. Hey, Miguel, man. I like the green. That means you're a paisan. Way to go, brother. Appreciate you coming aboard here. I look forward to you being here with us each and every single day. Thank you so much, guys. There is so much to hit on. By the way, I got D Gun. I got D Gun away from Sports Take. That's hour number 3, 5:30 Eastern time. So the next 2 hours, it is just absolutely you and me. We appreciate it. Again, like I said, you guys barking here with us. Now, you know I'm big on lists. Today's list. Today's lesson. The absolute top quarterbacks in the NFC, according to CBS, not Big Sills. The top NFC quarterbacks, according to CBS. You and I will go over this list, and let's see if your boy lands anywhere here. I'll tell you something. Speaking of having on D Gun later on in the program, I'm going to say this to you here. I was watching a little bit of the show, and Barrett Brooks brought something up absolutely spectacular. 7 weeks to training camp. 7 weeks to training camp. Jordan Davis and his weight. You know what these next 7 weeks, July 26th, I think it is, that the Eagles, I think that the Eagles are in a position where they're going to start showing up to training camp. I think 25th, I think the rookies show up. I think it's 26. Conditioning will be an issue for him. Watching his weight will be an issue for him. I'm going to say this to you. We're going to find out a little bit about his professionalism. I know he's been addressing it all week. And I like the fact that he has been addressing it. You know, he's talked about food. By the way, somebody at the Food Channel needs to get Jordan Davis a deal and get him on the Food Channel, because I think he'd be a grand slam. Him and Fletcher, okay, doing a brisk. And then, you know what? You get Barrett out there, too. That's some heifers. And you get them three boys out there, man, that'd be damn good to watch. I'd watch that, and I'd eat whatever they were making. I'd be all over that, man. Fletcher and Jordan Davis and Barrett Brooks on the Food Channel. Man, tell me, right? I'm in. I'm watching that thing, man. That's must-see television. So, but he's been talking about it. We're going to find out. He shows up to training camp. I'm going to say this to you. He shows up to training camp and he's not in shape. I'm going to have a problem with that. And I'm sure the Eagles will have a problem with that. He shows up ready and raring to go. You got a lot of time here. Right now, you got to be in absolute training camp mode. Your mind has to be. You got to get yourself ready to rock. Let me tell you, that transition from going from the college two-a-days to a pro two-a-days, everything is monitored. Everything is under the microscope. You're constantly coached, and you don't get a lot of reps if you're not picking up the defense. You need to be ready mentally and physically. If I were him, I'd get my playbook and I'd be knee deep in it, and I'd be over at that NovaCare complex every single day talking to my defensive line coach, Tracy Rocker. I'd be talking to my defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. I'd be doing everything I can to learn all the positions that I need to know, the ones around me, my techniques, everything. You've got to be ready here. Take it from somebody who went through that process and failed. The number one thing you can do is when they line you up in a defense, you know where to line up. That's easier said than done. You think that that's that easy. It's not. There's a lot of guys that go into training camp and they don't retain what they were told during OTAs. And you'd be surprised how many guys fail once you get into training camp and the so-called reps are real here, and you've got to go into the firing line, and you're not ready because you don't know where to frickin' line up. I see it every day. Every time I showed up to camp with the Chargers, I always knew the guys that were going to make it, the guys that were prepared physically and mentally going into camp. Jordan Davis can't use camp as an excuse for failure. And what I mean by that is not knowing where to line up and not being in shape is not an excuse. Well, that's not a reason to be out of shape and not smart. There are no excuses for, hey, you may get blocked. An offensive lineman may pancake you. It happens to the greats. But not knowing where to line up and being out of shape, that's no excuses. I don't want to hear anybody on our show making excuses for that kid. Well, it's the next. That's not what this is. That is not what this is. And by the way, do I think he can do it? I'm rooting for him. Absolutely. I'm completely rooting for him. Master says Godzilla will be ready. Okay. I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. All right. Let's get into some of these topics here. A.J. Brown. I saw something that Cooper Kupp said today, and he was commenting on the contract that he just signed with the Los Angeles Rams. And I really loved what I heard from Cooper Kupp. Talked about how he didn't want to be the highest paid wideout. He wasn't going to sacrifice where his grass was green and not try to go to where maybe grass is greener on the other side, and you get there and all of a sudden you find out it's not. He really enjoys being with the Rams. He enjoys being around Matthew Stafford. He enjoys being around Sean McVay. There's a price to that. Okay? There's a price to that. You know, it's one thing to do what Tyreek Hill or to do what Devontae Adams did by going out and chasing a bag of money. But you also have to put a value on peace of mind. You put peace of mind value on things like this. Dude, if you're Cooper Kupp, right? Man, I got Sean McVay calling plays. I really do, man. I got really one of the best play calling head coaches in the league. What's the value of that? He's 36 years of age. He's been to 2 Super Bowls already. He's won 1. Don't you think there's a value there if you're a wide receiver and you're his prime target in his offensive attack? What do you put a price tag on that? Right? You've got to look at that if you're the agent and you're Kupp, and you got to go like this. What do you want, Cooper? What is the number one thing? You want peace of mind. You want to be the main focal point. You want to be the main piece outside the quarterback in his offensive approach. And Cooper Kupp has accepted that. He wants to be in Los Angeles. There's other vehicles and revenue streams for him to potentially make some money. All of that has led to him wanting to stay a Los Angeles Ram. Can you imagine what Cooper Kupp would have got on the open market? Hey, not the fact that, guess what? You could start adding other things into the mix. Advertisers. Dude, a white wide receiver. Throw that in there. Put everything out there, man. There's all types of revenue streams for this guy. But in Los Angeles, this guy here is in a comfort zone. He put a price tag on that. Let me take you across the coast to A.J. Brown and the Eagles here. Not only do I think that A.J. Brown has shown me what it's like to play with him in a huddle, throwing his arm around Devontae Smith, creating an atmosphere in the building. There's like a new energy too. Don't you feel he's brought like an energy? Because to me, when you sit back and you watch a guy like that come into a building, and you watch a guy like that who could have played anywhere in the NFL, do we agree? A.J. Brown is one of those guys that could pretty much handpick a team that he wanted to play for. If he wanted to play anywhere, he could have picked that team and played there. There's not a team in the NFL that wouldn't have tried to make a trade for him. Do we agree with that? Nobody. would not want to have that guy in your offensive huddle. Nobody. I like what that guy brings to the table, man. Oh, Devontae's the number one. Man, Devontae's going to be a superstar. Man, the sky's the limit. I said this the other day to you. But do you know what else? I think he's got a Cooper Kupp magnetism about him. Let me throw this at you here. If you're a potential free agent, running back, quarterback, offensive lineman, coach, and you see a guy like A.J. Brown loving being a Philadelphia Eagle, that is also something that I don't know how much you could put a price tag on. I'm sitting there, and next year's free agent group, linebackers, D linemen, whatever, they're watching what's going on in Philadelphia right now. The quarterback went out and helped recruit A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown got here, and A.J. Brown's been like this. All the shit that they say about Philadelphia and the sports fans, the city, the community, A.J. Brown is like, dude, this is great. I love being here. Man, you see him running around the NovaCare Center. They're all working together. There's an energy about it. There's a buzz about the team. I've been bringing it up all week to you guys. There's more buzz around this football team this year than there was when you guys went into that Super Bowl run in 2017. You guys told me nobody was thinking shit, and it didn't really come up until the Carolina Thursday game where you guys started doing this. Am I right? You guys started doing this on Thursday, that Carolina win. You guys went like this. Hey, man, this team could do something. It was that Thursday night Carolina win during the 2017 run that everybody in your city started doing this. That team's good, man. There's something about that team. You were talking about optimism, winning the East, maybe winning the NFC, winning 11 games. There's more optimism around this team. Why is that? A.J. Brown, dude. A.J. Brown has brought an energy to your building, and that's going to resonate in free agency next year and the year beyond. It's a lot different than having Alshon Jeffrey's attitude instead of that guy's attitude. That guy's attitude, if I'm a free agent defensive tackle and I'm one of the top guys in the league, I'm going to look at AJ and go, boy, that guy really had a fun time. And most importantly, they won and they paid him. And they paid him. The Eagles paid him and they went out and got him. And he's enjoying it. Manster, I love what he's saying to the Giant guys. I love that he's talking a little trash to the Cowboy guys. Philly, big sales. That was my point about Jalen when we talk about him getting his contract. I believe Jalen will give the Eagles a Brady deal so he can build around him. Hey, man, you know what, though, Philly? You're talking about, you know what? Watch this. Philly, I'm going to tell you what Philly's point is. Philly 559. Okay? Xander, Philly 559. You know what he's saying right there? Jalen Hurts is Tom Brady without Brady's talent. Do you subscribe to that? Yeah. Jalen Hurts is Tom Brady without Brady's talent. Yeah. Yes. But hey, it's not a rip. How many people are Tom Brady? None. How many people are even close to Tom Brady? None. That's the best comparison that I can make with Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. He's got Tom Brady qualities. But will that be enough to win his job for the next 10 years? I'm going to keep saying this to you guys. Today, on June 10th, I am not paying that guy $45 million. Not in a million years. I'm not paying that guy $35 million. Not in a million years. By the end of the season, That last game against the Giants in week 18, I'll have a better assessment on what his value is. Today, Jalen Hurts, I wouldn't pay more than $25 million a year for him. Not happening. Would I pay the $18 million that Baker makes to Jalen? I guess so. Yeah. Because I think I'd get a steal on that deal. Yeah. I would. Okay? Ryan Tannehill got $30 million. He should turn and look. That's what Xander said. Hurts or Tannehill. You know what's funny about that? Tannehill all night. Tannehill loses Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown, and he's still the number one seed in the East, in the AFC. Excuse me. That guy lost Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown, and they were still the top seed in the AFC. I'll take Ryan Tannehill all night long. All night long. He lost Henry for 9 weeks. And they still won it. The top seed and the bye. Everyone forgets it wasn't the Chiefs that got the bye. It was the Titans that got the bye. Without all those players, without A.J. Brown missed time. You can have, that guy carried his team. Next man up stuff. Okay? Ron Rivera was fined $100K. Should have shut his hole. Told you that. Dumb. Okay? Chris, he's dumb. It's a dumb comment. And I told you, he should have just shut the hell up. Cost him dough for being dumb. He should get fined $100K. He got fined $100K for being a dumbass. Stupid. 6 years, $150 million. What's that come out to? Here, let me just say this to you, man. Let me just do this, okay? Let me just do this. Let's shut the point here. A.J. Brown is going to do this. A.J. Brown is going to bring free agents to this building. And he's going to bring people to no care. He really is. Okay? He really is. He's going to bring people that want to now go like this. About people when we say no one wants to blame Philly. I think that's the case anymore. Young talent. Going to be more under the cap this coming season. You get 2 ones. There's so many great looking young players on the team now. You got a stable old line. I don't know how you don't look at the Eagles and go like this. I mean, would you rather be right now the Cowboy organization or the Philadelphia Eagle organization? Right? Would you rather be right now? Greg, I didn't really think Tannehill was all that impressive all that much when he was in Miami. Okay? I didn't, man. And then again, he had Joe Philbin. Okay? And he was in a position where that whole thing was just a train wreck there too, and how they were coaching him. They really didn't have a lot of great talent around him, in my opinion, in Miami. And that's when he got a lifeline to go to Tennessee. And so when he got an opportunity to go to Tennessee, that's when everything turned around. But again, you had Derrick Henry in the building there. So we'll see what happens. But there's no way on the planet that it's not something again, okay? And that the Eagles are not going to not want to be a place where people are going to want to come and play. All right. You know, the new play caller. The new play caller. It's all I heard all week. What's the guy's name? He took over actually after the 2-5 start. What's the guy's name? I don't really care what the new play caller's name is. Okay? I'm going to make my point to you. Shane Stitchen, whatever. Do you really think that it matters if that guy is the new play caller or if Nick Sirianni's the play caller? Do you guys think that that really matters at all in any way for Jalen Hurts' success this year? Are you kidding me? When people keep asking me, I got a guy asking me nationally a question about that. Seals, well, there's like the new play. I'm like, what does that matter? This is all going to be on the playing of Jalen Hurts. Whether Jalen is going to be good or not, it's got nothing to do with the play caller. That's like blaming a coach. And you know what? Sometimes I get on you guys for this. You guys blame Jonathan Gannon sometimes for a football team's inability to stop the run. Sorry, guys. My problem and Seth Joyner's problem and other people's problems that they've seen with Jonathan Gannon's defenses has been that they play that soft zone and they don't do enough press coverage because they basically didn't have the ability. That's a scheme thing. But when you line guys up in the right position and they're getting their ass killed and the defensive line is getting knocked off the ball, that's got nothing to do with Tracy Rocker. Nothing to do with Tracy Rocker. You either stop the run or you don't stop the run. You're either getting the ball jammed down your throat or you're not getting the ball jammed down your throat. It ain't your corner guy. I could give a shit what he's saying to me. It's me against that guy lined up across the street. Play calling. Okay? Are you kidding? I get the fundamental scheme issues that we talked about last year and some this year. Okay? I get it. I completely understand. Okay? But this sticking guy, being the play caller or Sirianni, who cares? This is going to come down to Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts only. Nick called the first 7 plays and we went 2-5. Okay? This guy did a better job. That's why they probably kept him there. Okay? You're kidding. Jalen finally has same play. Zach, he finally has the same playbook. This is the NFL. You're a quarterback in the NFL. You've got to be able to pick up schemes. Are you telling me he's struggling? Aaron Rodgers went from Mike McCarthy's playbook to Matt LaFleur's playbook, and they went to a 13-3 record. He picked it up overnight. Tom Brady was in a system with Josh McDaniel for 22 years. He goes to Bruce Arians. He goes to Byron Leftwich. They win a Super Bowl inside of a pandemic. Okay? Gotta kid me. Gotta help me here. Eastside Monster, Big Sills, would you rather have Hurts work with Tom House on throwing or Peyton Manning on reading defenses? Man, I'd rather have him working with Peyton Manning. Arm strength? Bro, I'm not trying to win a combine here. I'm trying to win ball games. Okay? I'm trying to win ball games. These are veterans. Dude, Joe Burrow picked that offense up in 1 year, maybe 6 games. Same with Justin Herbert. Patrick Mahomes was given a year. I give you that. I give you that. Brady tweaked Arians' playbook. A. Thomas, yeah, after the Chicago loss. After the Chicago loss, when they had all them turnovers and pre-snap penalties, Brady dummied it down. He did. No risk it, no biscuit was off the table after that Chicago game. After that Chicago game, they went on a tear and won the Super Bowl. Brady had his moment. Brady went to Arians and he went to Leftwich and said, we can't be throwing deep passes. It's not what I do. I've never done that outside of 1 year with Moss. Bob says, happy Friday, Sills. Closed a big deal. Congratulations to you, brother. Life is good, man. Way to go, Bob. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had multiple playbooks to learn in their first 3 years. Dude, he's been coached by the greatest coaches in the sports world. Zach, are you under some impression that Jalen hasn't been coached by Steve Sarkisian, Nick Saban, Lincoln Riley, Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni? That's a pretty good collection of guys. If you do have an issue with playbooks and understanding it, I think those coaches will probably tailor an offense around you so you will. Are you under the assumption that those guys did not put an offense together around the skill set of the player and that they just throw their own playbook at him? Jalen Hurts is a style of play no offensive coordinator trains for. Nick Sirianni's not qualified to coach him, but he's turning himself into it. Probably one of the reasons that he passed the play calling off, because maybe that play caller has more of a feeling for RPOs. Nick is a 7-step drop back guy. Comes from the Frank Reich school of throwing the football. He doesn't come from that RPO school. That's why one of the reasons I thought they were 2-5. I didn't think Nick knew how to put offensive plays together for Jalen Hurts. Some of the plays look chaotic. That's where I'm going. All that 1.7 will go toward. Oh. You think Jalen will get benched if he starts off slow? No, Rico, I don't. Why would they? They've invested a lot in him. There's absolutely no way. Okay? Michael, I don't know if I got anything to turn the pot. I don't know if I have anything to stir anything up here. We may have something. Hey, Michael. So let me ask you this, Michael. If somebody in Saudi Arabia wanted to give you $200 million to come play golf, would you turn it down because of moralistic issues? I always tell people this when you hear things like that. By the way, your phone's made in China. Just so if you keep a score here. Would you turn – Phil Mickelson was given $200 million to join that tour. I found that out today. He don't have to win. Phil don't have to win. They gave Phil Mickelson $200 million today. Gave him $200 million to join that tour. Dustin Johnson got $150 million to join the tour. $150 million. That's right. Xander's right. They offered Tiger like $900 million to join the tour. Tiger said no. When Tiger's a billionaire and he's like, I'm going to hang here. I'm good right now. Tiger don't. Hey, by the way, I'll make this point to you, Xander. If Tiger Woods hadn't gotten into trouble before, he may have taken that deal. Tiger's in a good world place right now. Doing charity events again. Advertisers, Rolex is back with him. Tiger don't need that. Tiger doesn't need that, man. Okay? What makes you more? Making $900 million or turning down? Hey, that's a great take, man. Hey, here, I'll give you a better one. David Falk, the agent for Michael Jordan. Get this. Somebody wanted Michael Jordan just to do an introduction to a documentary, and they were going to give him $150 million for it, for like 20 minutes of work. Michael Jordan goes like this to David Falk. I don't think so. And he goes, okay. And I went, go. 20 minutes of work, $120 million. I don't think so. Not doing it. It wasn't anything controversial. It was just some documentary. He goes, nah. I went, go. when you could turn down like shit like that. Hey, $150 million for 20 minutes of work. You know, I don't see it in my brand. That doesn't work for me. Oh man, are you kidding me? Give me a break, man. Holy shit. That is something. But Phil gets two. Hey, Phil, you know, I'm going to use a Dana White line. Hey, Sills, Phil Mickelson got $200 million to join that live tour. Gambling's expensive. You know, gambling's expensive. When you're betting $2-3 million, you know, on like cards, and you're going to Vegas, and you're betting on the ponies, and you're betting over at Santa Anita, gambling's expensive. You know, he used that line on Oscar De La Hoya, and he goes, hey, Oscar's coming out of retirement. He goes, hey, cocaine's expensive. And Dana's a goat too, though, man. Yeah. Hey, your friend Oscar De La Hoya is coming out of retirement. Dana's like, yeah, well, coke's expensive. Coke's expensive. Yeah, I'm okay. Coke's expensive. Oh, man. You should have watched Birds 365 your time. They had a John McClane on. I don't know. You know what? The only John McClane that I like is the guy in Die Hard. I had that guy on my show. He told me some bullshit story. Then the next week, Deshaun Watson's in Cleveland. He'll never go to Cleveland. That's what that guy John McClane from the Houston Chronicle goes like this to me. He'll never play. I brought Cleveland up, too. He'll never play there. It's too cold. It's on that lake. Who wants to play in Cleveland? He'll never play there. Week later, there's $230 million put on his doorstep. They backed it up with a Brinks truck. And guess what happened? Hey, you know, he's in Cleveland. Oh, man. Anyone who turns down $120 million for 20 minutes of work is a moron. Don't care who you are. Hey, Alan, man. Hey, Randall, of course I'm watching UFC 275. I got a way of watching it, too, because, you know, the boys over at USC hook Big Sills up. You know, you know. Yeah, hey, believe me, man. All the clothes I'm wearing are free. There's nothing I have that I'm wearing right now that I paid for. All right. CBS put together the top 16 quarterbacks in the NFL. Where's your boy sit? Where do you think your boy sits? All right, we're going to hit on that. Don't forget, Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. That means this, my friends. Picking an attorney is one of the most important things that you can possibly do. And if you're hurt or injured on the job, that could mean you. And finding that attorney is one of the most important things for your family when it comes to compensation. For the people, remember that. That is something that Morgan & Morgan has lived by. It's not just some stupid slogan. It is absolutely who they are. This is something that is their identity on what they've done. Last 30 years, they've collected over $13.5 billion in compensation. I've known John for 25 years, and he puts his heart and soul into this company here. Over 800 strong attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, in Florida, ready to do battle for you. There's no such thing as a small case at Morgan & Morgan. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The call is free. The consultation is free. 800-512-1600. 24/7, 7 days a week, Morgan & Morgan is there for you. And when you call them, do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually, and we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Go for the polls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
7 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back, National Football Show. It's your boy, Big Sills. Appreciate everybody stepping in with us here. Hit the like button. Thank you again. Don't forget, D Gunn will join me in hour 3 at 5:30 Eastern Time. Till then, it's us here on this Football and Sports Friday. So Hunter Renfrow just got $15 million a year. This former fifth-round draft choice, I think he went to Clemson, just signed a $32 million contract with 21 of it guaranteed, and he's the second dude in Las Vegas behind Devontae Adams, who just signed a brand new contract too. Holy shit, man. Dude, we got to get into this somehow. We got $5 wide receivers here. We got a nice, shiny, brand new Aston Martin over here. Watch this. This is what the Eagles have. Over here, they got this beautiful Aston Martin or a Ferrari Dino, a Lotus, a Bugatti. Look at that, man. That Bugatti. It's kind of funny, though, when you park the Bugatti next to a Chevrolet. And wait, a guy owns a Bugatti, and he's got a Bronco. I mean, not even a souped-up Bronco. You got a guy making $20 million, and over here you got a guy making $900,000. I don't know. The second highest paid wideout is that Zach Pascal from Indy. He's the second highest paid wideout on the team. And I'm going like, wait a minute here, man. Look at that Bugatti over there, that Eagle garage over there. Look at that, man. Look at that. And by the way, our garage doors are electric. Okay, Bubba Wallace? Ours are electric. We don't have a rope here or anything. Ours is electric. The back cave, doors down. Boom. Back cave doors. Look at that Bugatti. It's the A.J. Brown style. Holy cow, man. That thing looks great, doesn't it? Shit. What's your other cars? Well, I got a Yugo over here. Yeah, that's vintage too. I got a Volkswagen here. And over here, I got a Bronco. So you got a Bronco, a Volkswagen, and a Yugo next to your Bugatti? I go, yeah. What's your house look like? I live in my Bugatti. I live in the Bugatti. Holy cow, man. I mean, Smitty's on his rookie deal. I get it. Mike, thank you for becoming a new member, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, man. Next to Mahomes is a Bentley. Who's the Bentley? Juju Schuster? Juju Schuster's a Bentley? I don't think so. Travis Kelce's probably a Bentley. But that wide receiving core he's got in Kansas City? I don't know. I'll take the Eagles' wide receiving core over Kansas City's wideouts. Only thing that separates is Kelce. Rest of those dudes are just dudes. Okay? But now look what you got in Las Vegas with the Raiders. Over here, you got that beautiful. Hey, look at that. You got a Bugatti over there, man. Look at Devontae. That thing looks good. Then over here, you got a Bentley. You got a Bentley. You got a Bugatti. You come to the line of scrimmage. You're feeling good because look at my rides. Look at your rides. Quarterbacks making $40 million a year. Man, you're rolling into like you're rolling to the dice table. If you're Derek Carr, you're rolling up going like this. Hey, defense. Remember last year, Eagles? I threw on you guys for 90% completion percentage. And Hunter Renfrow, he was my boy. Now I add that guy? Shit. You keep playing that zone defense. I got you. I got you. I got you. The Eagles roll up to the line. Beautiful Bugatti. Bronco. Volkswagen. Yugo. Look what they got in Los Angeles. Allen Robinson. They spent over $300 million in guaranteed money, almost $500 million in contracts with 5 guys. You got Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp, and you got Matthew Stafford. Man, that's hey, them guys come rolling in there too. They come stepping up going, how you doing? How you doing? Hunter Renfrow, $15 million a year to be a number 2. Shit, it's good to be a wide receiver today. Dude, it is good to be a wideout. You mean to tell me you can be a number 2 and make $15 million? You know this guy makes more money than Derrick Henry? Hunter Renfrow has a higher salary than Derrick Henry does. Shit, dude. And he's the number 2 guy on the team, which means he gets the second best corner cover. I mean, right? Dude, Hunter Renfrow's good. He gets some numbers in his career. I'm the number 2 guy. Devontae, they're going to put all the double coverage over there. I'm going to be single coverage in the slot, and I'm going to have 150 catches a year. This guy's going to make bank, dog. He's going to make bank. Jalen Rieger's a Kia. No, he's a Prius. Jalen Rager's a Prius. He's a bird scooter. Yeah, one of those scooters in the city. You're riding down Broad Street. All of a sudden, it runs out of fuel. No, it runs out of time. You just stop and fall. Hey, you just throw it to the side. That's what Jalen Rieger is. He's one of those scooter things. Holy cow. Hey, Jalen, you're not in the garage. Where you parking my car? You have a tarp over your car. You don't get the garage, dude. You don't get to park inside. You're outside with the elements, man. You're next to the wood. Look at these wide receiver monies out, man. I'm saying here. Hunter Renfrow. Dude, that's big money, man. All right. You know, I figure, you know, you guys are asking for it, so I guess I'm gonna. Stir it up a little. Stir it up. Come on. Stir it up a little. A little bit more. Stir it up a little more. Stir it up. Hold on. Yep. Okay. Why don't we trade Gardner Minshew before the start of the regular season? Get a draft choice, or maybe even towards trading deadline, maybe in season. Team's going to need a quarterback. I think Howie's going to probably wait till then. Be more desperate then. There's going to be something happen. Hey, God forbid something happens to our guy. Would you be willing to bring in Cam Newton to the Eagle quarterback room? Plays the same style. Cam's going around now saying that he screwed up in New England and Carolina. And would you be interested in having a former MVP who may also, can I tell you this? Who may also add something to the play selection for that style of play that maybe Sirianni and Stecken don't have in their playbook. What they're trying to create this year for Jalen Hurts is Cam Newton 2015, are they not? Cam's a cancer. Cam Newton's a cancer. Why? How's Cam Newton a cancer? What's he done that's a cancer? Cam's a cancer from what? Because his popularity? Cam Newton is not a cancer. I've never heard that. Now he's done. I didn't say for him to be a starter. I said so he could be insurance. By the way, wouldn't mind him in the red zone. Put him in a wildcat with Jalen. I don't know. Plus, like I said, he might be able to offer some insight to what they're trying to accomplish. My opinion, they want this offense to look like Cam Newton 2015 when Cam took that Panther team to the Super Bowl. That's what they want this offense to look like. A 4,000-yard passer, 500-yard rusher. Who'd they have on that offense? Ted Ginn? Greg Olsen at the tight end position? They didn't really have anybody there that he was throwing the ball to back then. I think Steve Smith was there, maybe. Okay. Slasher says Cam Newton is past his day, Sills. I'm not asking him to take the reins being the number one player in the building. And by the way, you bring Cam Newton in, he kind of knows that. Can I tell you what Cam Newton has to do this offseason here for him to get a job in the NFL ever again? Can I make a comparison to you? Cam Newton has got to do what Carmelo Anthony did. He's got to do this. Hey, man, I ain't no starter anymore. I ain't no starter. And I got to accept the role here. And I got to like it or I'm done. Do I want to continue playing the game that I love? Or do I not want – Allen Iverson should have played 5-6 more years. Do we all agree? At the end of his career, Iverson just couldn't take coming off the bench. That's not who that guy was. He was not going to turn into Carmelo Anthony. Allen Iverson was not going to have any of that. He hated Denver. They were trying to turn him in. He goes, I don't think so. Wasn't it Detroit, too? They tried doing that shit to him. He's like, I don't think so. And it never worked because Iverson didn't want to accept that role. Hey, sometimes, man, when you get up there and you're at that point and you see over and you see the end of your career and you know it's here, going through those fallacies that you thinking you're a starting quarterback still are over with, man. And I give Carmelo Anthony credit. The guy actually had a pretty good season in Los Angeles. With all the things that were negative in LA last year, Carmelo Anthony probably had one of the better seasons for being a role player coming off that bench and giving them offense from the perimeter. I'll take Kaepernick over Cam. I don't want any headache like that. I don't want to be talking about kneeling. The one thing that I don't want to be talking about for the Philadelphia Eagles season is kneeling for the flag. No, thank you. Don't need it. I want to be kneeling when I score a touchdown. That's all the shit I want to hear. I don't want to be kneeling for that. Marina, it's just an experienced guy, and he would know his roles. 32 quarterbacks are better than Cam. Really. So you think Geno Smith is better than Cam Newton? You think Marcus Mariota is better than Cam Newton? These are starting quarterbacks in the league. You think Zach Wilson's really better than Cam Newton? Justin Fields. Those guys are turds. By the way, why am I continuing having to explain myself to you? I didn't say to come into Philadelphia to take the job away from Jalen Hurts. I said if there's a catastrophic injury or something that prohibits him from playing, you have the same style of play, plus at the trading deadline, hey, who knows? Trading deadline comes. A team's desperate. They want to give you a second-round draft choice for Gardner Minshew. You're not doing that? I'm doing that. I get a 2 for trading Minshew in season, and I got Cam sitting there as a backup in case something happens. He misses a game or two. Cam Newton's there for 2 games. Cam's good for 2 games, I think. Seals, Iverson, or Kobe? Oh my God. Iverson or Kobe? I like that, man. You caught me off guard. Won't want Cam. Cam, we're going to want $12 to $18 million to be a backup. You get that guy for league minimum. Randall, you could get Cam Newton for $1 million. Are you crazy? With incentives that could pay him $7 million. You're not going to pay that guy $18 million. Nobody on the planet is giving him that. Kobe, 5 rings. Kobe. Okay, well, let me put this question out to you. What if Iverson played with Shaq? So let's change teams. Wait a minute, G-Meta. What if I put Iverson on that Laker team that won those championships? Would Iverson have 5 rings? Iverson carried a shitty Sixer team to the NBA Finals and actually won a game against that Shaq and Kobe Laker team. Kobe won without Shaq, though. He did. He won with Gasol. I asked you a question, though. What if Iverson was with Shaq? How many rings would Iverson have? If Allen Iverson was on that Laker team and they changed cities and Kobe went to Philly and Iverson was in Los Angeles with Shaq and Rick Fox and Glenn Rice, do you think Iverson would have a couple NBA championship rings? I think he'd probably have 4 or 5 himself. Can you imagine Iverson and Shaq on the same team? Shit. There's no defending that team. Iverson and Shaquille. Who was the better dribbler? Iverson. Who was the better shooter? Who was the better shooter? Kobe or Iverson? That's push, man. That's a push. Man, Iverson was a G, dude. He really was, man. I mean, dude, he's the best 6-foot player in the history of the game. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Alan, AI was... Hey, even Michael Jordan. You see that comment that Jordan made about Iverson the other day? He goes like this. I watched that documentary on Allen Iverson 3 times, and I cried. That guy's a real gangster, man. He goes, I didn't like the crossover at first. He goes, but hey, man, that guy, I have so much respect for him. You know, when he talks about the greatest players of all time that played in the NBA, he throws Iverson's name around. That's a lot of respect that Michael Jordan has for Allen Iverson. And as I think everybody does. Iverson's a complex dude, man. Hey, Andrew, you know what, though, man? Here's one thing that you and me don't ever have to worry ourselves about. Knowing him. So if he's a punk-ass bitch, I'm just talking about him as a basketball player. I'm not going to call somebody a punk-ass bitch that I don't know. I only watch his basketball. And if he acts the way he acts, whatever. It's nothing off me. I don't care. Has no bearing on my life. Has no bearing on my life. So, I don't know. Dude, who wouldn't have a problem going against Allen Iverson, man? Oh, Jesus, Jesse. Can you imagine Iverson and Kobe on the same team? Shit, man. Hey, you're dead right, Meta. Bryant respected Iverson so much, man. And he didn't. I love Iverson too. Hey, Richard, I love Kobe, but man, I love Iverson more. He's one of my, I would say my favorite hoop players of all time are Shaq, Iverson, Jordan, those guys like that because of personalities too. I love AI. Dude, you know what Bobby Bowden told me about Allen Iverson? Florida State offered him a scholarship to come down and play. You want to hear this too? It was right around the same time that they had given a scholarship to Randy Moss. And Moss got in trouble for smoking weed. And then, no, it was Notre Dame first. Then it was Florida State. Then he had to land in his home state college of Marshall because West Virginia wouldn't take him. Because of all the shit that happened. You know, all the people in Rand, they went up to Marshall and they helped get him in. But get this, man, all through that whole time, Bobby Bowden, I had him on the show when he was back in the day. And Bobby goes like this, Allen Iverson was a hell of a football player. You would be shocked how great he was. And he had like 30 football scholarship rides to come and play basketball and football. And he was debating because Florida State has Leonard Hamilton down there. And I know Leonard very well. Leonard's done a great job with that Florida State basketball program. And those dudes wanted him, like he wanted to play basketball and football. And Bobby said, sure, man, if you want to come down and do it. And they thought he was going to be like the next Charlie Ward because they saw how good Charlie Ward was. And they were going to do it with Allen Iverson. Dude, man, AI was some ball player. I mean, some athlete. Randall goes, yeah, he wanted to play football, but chose basketball. Crazy. Kobe LeBron. I'll take Kobe Bryant all night over LeBron. You want to hear something shitty, though? And I hate to admit it. I'd have to pick LeBron, though, to build my team. If I had to build a team or win a game, I'd take Kobe to win the game. But if I had to build a team, it'd be around LeBron. Guy could play all 5 positions. And he could be an all-star at all 5. Come on, you can't. LeBron's a modern-day Wilt Chamberlain. Sills, I wonder who would win in a one-on-one between Kobe and Iverson. I would take Iverson over Kobe and Michael Jordan in one-on-one. Hey, Greg, I've said this before to you about Kobe. You think he learned Mamba mentality in L.A.? Soft-ass L.A.? He learned it in Philly. He learned it in Philly, dude. Okay? All right. I got to get to this list. I'm going to. Don't forget, D Gunn will be in hour number 3 at 5:30 Eastern. By the way, I can't believe that Hunter Renfrow is the number 2 wide receiver. The number 2 wide receiver in Las Vegas, and he's now making $15.5 million a year. That position has exploded when it comes to paying. And really the importance, I used to just think you could get these guys a dime a dozen, but now they've definitely become part of the recipe to make a cake. You know, before I thought they were just like a cherry that you kind of put on the cake, or you put like, you know, all the decorations on the cake. I think they're now part of the ingredients for you to make a football team. Hit the like button. We'll reset. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on that.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
National Football Show. It's your boy Big Skills. Please hit the like button. By the way, don't forget hour 3. D Gunn will join us from Sports Take. Until then, it's all you and me. Got a bunch of topics to hit on. I'm eventually going to get to my top NFC quarterbacks according to CBS. I will give you that. I'll tell you where Jalen lands on that one as well. Big year for Fletcher Cox. Or no? Writing's on the wall no matter what. You think? You think this is the last year for Fletcher, no matter what? No matter if he even plays well, right? They'll move him because of the salary. Because they can get cheaper and they can manage their cap. I don't think Fletcher's a 14-4 player any longer. Is that fair? Okay. Comes in, he plays well. That's not going to probably be good enough. I would say this to you, maybe trade him, especially if Jordan Davis is playing well by the time the trading deadline comes. Maybe you can get a pick for him, somebody pick up the money, get the money off your books too as well. Okay? And by the way, he's had a sensational career in Philly. He'll be in the Ring of Honor. This is no slight on him in any way whatsoever, but this is about the betterment of the team. This is about the future. This is about managing a salary cap. Don't fall in love with your players. Always fall in like with your players. Okay? Jeremiah, I hope he balls out too. But what's the point if he balls out that you got to pay a guy $15 million and you're still playing Hardgrave $13 million? And you're trying to bring in Jordan Davis, who you just drafted 13th overall. That doesn't make sense. Right? Financially, it doesn't. Why would I keep Fletcher at that salary when I get relief off a rookie who can give me the same stuff? That's what they're hoping. That transition happens probably by the midway point of the season. Okay? Hardgrave will get a pay hike. I think he will. I think he got out to a nice start. I hope they give this kid, Milton Williams, an opportunity, Chris. I really like him. Edge goes, you think they trade Hardgrave? Why would they trade Hardgrave? Hardgrave's the younger guy, makes lesser money than Fletcher, and he's more of a value on your team than Fletcher Cox is. Why would you want to keep an aging guy on your team? Because the fans like him? That's poor thinking. See, this is what New England did over those 20 years with Brady. They made tough and significant cuts or trades. They got rid of Richard Seymour. I thought that was a mistake. They got rid of the Chandler Joneses. They got rid of the Darrelle Revises, the Stephon Gilmores. They were never going to pay premium dollar as long as Brady was in the building. People went to New England to take pay cuts and win titles. That's what they sold in New England. You can't sell that yet in Philly. You can sell winning to potential free agents. But why would I turn around and go into the market after I just drafted a guy 13th to go get a defensive tackle and bring a guy like Adama Sue in for $10 million? Defeats the purpose. I'm not doing it. They're in a pretty good position right now. Fletcher's going to audition for another ball team this year. If I were him, I would be looking at a team in the AFC that's going to be in contention, one of those teams at the AFC West that could give me an opportunity to make it to a Super Bowl. Will the Eagles be that team? Maybe. Softer NFC, not a lot of hills to climb, lesser hills at least to climb than in the AFC. GT says, do you think Devontae Smith wants out? No. Why would he want out of Philly? I'll tell you what will happen, GT. If Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have upped the game. You spent a first-round draft choice on a wide receiver and $100 million and draft choices on another guy. If Jalen Hurts is not proficient in the passing game and to the point where they feel comfortable, they're going to get rid of him. And 3,200 yards, 3,400 yards, whatever you guys come up with, that ain't it. They're going to look for a guy that can get those two dudes the football. They want to get into today's NFL. Told you yesterday this thing. The Philadelphia Eagles are one of the only teams in the league that don't utilize today's rules. They still play that chaotic football, and I should say archaic football from the 90s. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Sounds like an old Big Ten slogan. That's what the Eagles were a year ago. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Woody Hayes used to have that slogan. That was in the 70s. You don't hear air raid. Hey, when I think of air raid offenses, Philly ain't on my list. Right? I mean, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You could have put that on a T-shirt in Philly and sold it, and it would have been appropriate on the identity of what that team was offensively a year ago. They were one-dimensional, and they were 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You know what's funny? Baltimore had the third best rushing attack, and they were 8-9 in the AFC. I mean, really. I don't know what that stat gets you at the end of the day. You get to beat shitty teams and then get killed in the playoffs because you can't throw yourself out of trouble. That's what that was. My biggest concern is if Hurts is not re-signed, that will affect AJ's morale. Hey, G Meta. Hey, Xander. G Meta. His morale. Let me show you how my morale gets taken care of. Man, I didn't get the targets. Oh, it's Tuesday. It's payday. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I make $900,000 a week. Oh, okay. Well, hey, my morality feels pretty good right now. Yeah, you give me $1 million. Hey, $25 million, right? Yale, right? Hey, right? $25 million. Meta. Hey, man, I really feel. Hey, you know, I'm kicking rocks and kicking cans. Shit, I didn't get my targets, man. Where's your $900,000? Let's get to practice. How you doing? Feeling good. Great to be a Philadelphia Eagle, bitch. Can't wait to get to the link. How you doing, man? That's what makes me. Hey, my morale will be all on my paycheck on Tuesdays. Okay? Hey. Great to be an Eagle, man. Hey, no wonder he's running around a NovaCare Center like a hot air balloon. Hey, it's great to be a guy gets $900,000 a week. Shit, my morale's up too, man. Hey, wait a minute, Jess. Watch this. Hey, my leg hurts. $900,000. Oh, no, Don, I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go. Man, I ain't hurt with shit, dog. Yeah, man, it's morale. Yeah, send me over that paycheck. I'll show you what my morale means to me. I'm making $25 million a year. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. If Smith goes out and gets 1,000 yards or 1,200 yards, what will his contract start at? $15 million a year. Hunter Renfrow just signed a contract. Here's the details. 2 years, $32 million, 21 guarantees. He was a 5th-round draft choice. Hunter Renfrow, the dude from Clemson. Okay? That guy from Clemson that played on the other side of Mike Williams. Everybody liked in the title games. That guy. I think Deshaun Watson threw to him. I think that was Deshaun Watson's wide receiver. This guy's making $15.5 million a year. That's what I think they'll start at. Because he ain't going to have bigger numbers than AJ, I don't think. Show says $900 a week. Shit, Sam Darnold could be my quarterback. Hey, showtime. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. I don't know what you do. I'm making, what, $900,000 a week? Okay. I don't care who Nathan Peterman. Or who's that stiff you guys had that you threw the game against the Giants? Or wait, Washington, whoever it was. Who was the guy? Nate Sudfeld. Hey, Nate Sudfeld's your quarterback. Shit, man. You make $900,000 a week. All right, let's go see if we can win. Look how easy I could be bought. Look at that, Xander. Hey, Nate Sudfeld's your quarterback. Shit. You make $900,000 a week. Let's go see if we can win a game. Oh, my God. Hey, man. No. I don't. Hey, or hey, showtime. Take the Bugatti out for practice. You know what I might do that week, though, if Nate Sudfeld's my oh, shit. Oh. Yeah, I would have went like this. Nate Sudfeld's your quarterback this week. Oh, damn. Shit. I got one of them Ben Simmons backs. You know, they're kind of made up. What, is your back hurt or not? It's the Ben Simmons back. You know, I got things on my mind, and it made my back stiffen up. I can't move. Here's Ben Simmons. When Ben Simmons walks in and get his check in Brooklyn, he goes like this. Head down, hand out. Yeah, here's Ben Simmons, man. Ben Simmons walks like this. God, something. It's the Philly disease. Yeah. You know, hey, that I got this Philly disease. I was living in Philly, and this Philly disease, man. It's Philly Socus. Yeah, I caught it down in South Philly. I can't move my back. What's on your mind? That's the problem. Philly's always on my mind. Oh, man. I see that he's going through surgery, too. What a stiff. Holy. I slipped in the shower. It hurts. Oh, yeah, I can't move. That's a good one, too. Oh, Nate Sudfeld's the quarterback. Hey, Nate Sudfeld's your quarterback. Oh, I blew a peck. I got alligator arms. I can't play this week. Yeah, Morgan to Morgan. Thank you. Oh, my God. I'm just worried about his morale. Did you hear that one? You're going to get a $900,000 check. Let's go try to win it, baby. All right. Here we go. I want to take a look at what CBSSports.com put out here. They put out the top quarterbacks in the NFC today. And let's take a look at the list. We've been throwing some lists out at you. They got Sam Darnold at 16, Panthers. Geno Smith, Seahawks, 15. Mariota, 14, with the Falcons. The greatness of Dimes Jones at 13 with the Gigantes. You got Jared Goff at 12 with the Lions. They got Justin Fields ranked ahead of Jared Goff. That I debate. Justin Fields? Okay. At least Goff's won some ball games. Then they got Trey Lance at 10, having never seen the guy play. He's like one play Trey. You got him at 10, Trey Lance. And you hear what they're saying now? Oh, my God, Trey Lance is looking so great. And how much it shorts, man. It's a real big deal. Oh, my God. This coach stuff kills me, man. It's funny. I never hear that out of Tampa, Green Bay, Denver, or any of the places that have these top lighting Rams, Chargers. I haven't heard any of that. Number 9. Listen to this. Let me go back over this again. Sam Darnold's the 16th ranked quarterback in the NFC. Stiff. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see how many stiffs. Stiff. Geno Smith is 15th. Stiff. Marcus Mariota. Stiff. Daniel Jones. Stiff. I got 4 in a row. You think Jared Goff's a stiff? They got him ranked 12th. You think Jared Goff's a stiff? I'm going to make a point to you here in the NFC with these quarterbacks. You think Jared Goff's a stiff? Yes or no? You think this guy's a stiff? How you doing, Maniac? Appreciate you coming aboard, man. Thank you so much. Top 16 quarterbacks. And according to CBS. You guys don't think he's a stiff? Okay. No stiff. How about Justin Fields? Is he a stiff? Is it too soon? Okay. Trey Lance, I don't know. What's this? I'm going to go like this with Fields. INT. Trey Lance, INT. Golf, okay. So listen to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've named you 7 quarterbacks from 7. Let me see. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. From 16 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 stiffs. 2 are incompletes. 1's okay. Jameis Winston, is he a stiff? I don't know. I think he's okay. I don't think he's a stiff. Oh, righty. Here we go. From 8 up. Top NFC quarterbacks, according to CBSSports.com. Number 8, Carson Wentz is the 8th best quarterback in the NFC. I mean, look, dude, he's not a stiff. I'm going to put okay. Number 7, Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts is better than Wentz, Jameis Winston, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, Marcus Mariota, Geno Smith. And what's the guy's name? I forget it already. Oh, yeah, Sam Darnold. Wow, man. That's quite a list. Jalen's better than Wentz, Winston, Trey Lance, Fields, Goff, Jones, Mariota, Geno Smith, and Sam Darnold. Number 6, Kirk Cousins. Told you, he's the benchmark. He's the benchmark to when you start getting up there to these really good ones. And Hurts, we guess. I would rank Hurts over all those guys. I would too. They're all stiffs. I would too. Kyler Murray, number 5, according to CBSSports.com, top NFC quarterbacks. Dak Prescott, number 4, Dallas Cowboys. Number 3, according to CBSSports.com, top NFC quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford, reigning Super Bowl champions. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Isn't it funny? The oldest dudes in the NFC are the 2 best dudes in the NFC. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Brady's 1. Think of that. The oldest dudes in the conference are the best dudes. It's not the youngest dudes. That's over in the other conference. Dude, man, seriously, these quarterbacks in the NFC are suspect at best. Dude, you really don't get to really any good quarterbacks until 8. Half the league sucks. Or I should say half the conference sucks. Man, half the conference are stiffs. They better have a good season. Matt Nagy. Mystery Man Murray was second. Dude, yeah, I'm with you, man. Okay? I'm with you. Dude, Brady's just, he's 45 years. All I got to pray, man, is that guy, Father Age, eventually catches that guy. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. Brady, Rodgers, Stafford probably out age everyone in the AFC as well. Yeah, I mean, the oldest quarterback that's one of the elite quarterbacks has got to be Russell Wilson. I can't think of anybody else. Right? Stir the pot, Sills. I got you there, man. I want Cam Newton in the building. Nobody wants him. I have my speaker on, and every time you say, Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy. Oh, man. Brady, look. Hey, how come Brady? You know what? Can I say something, man, about Tom Brady? Can I say something about the guy? How in the world does Tom Brady have the best looking chick on the planet? He's worth $500 million. He's the greatest winner of all time. And he looks younger than he did when he came in the league with that doughboy body of his. When Tom Brady came into like the NFL, this guy looked like a cashier. And the guy with the apron on, all dopey looking, 20 years old, first job out of college. He wants to work as an intern somewhere on some law firm. This guy looked like a cashier. And all of a sudden now this guy's like, this guy's aged in reverse. Now look, hey man, they say, my philosophy, don't take my philosophy. See, I married a really hot chick. All you have is nightmares with that. And you rarely get fed. If you want to be fed, you marry a fat chick. And I promise you, you'll always be fed. And you'll be loved. I've been with my wife 33 years now, okay? And I get my dinner every now and then, if I'm good, okay? But always remember this. This is some advice for you guys out there. If you're looking to get married, you got to always look at it this way. Fat girls are fat girls for a reason. They're tremendous cooks. So you got to kind of like weigh that in, okay? You marry a hot chick, you'll never get fed. She's always chasing the pool boy. It's no good. It's no good. Because I love all women. Hey, you know what? Me too, man. Me too. Dude's wife's Giselle, I know. What am I going to bring? My wife doesn't like any kind of anything in the front of the camera. She doesn't want anything in the front of the camera. My wife doesn't like bragging. I have no idea how she married me. Okay? Zero idea how she married me. Did you see PFF's wide receiver core rankings? I haven't yet. Xander, I'd like to see that. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Avocados. Sierra. Oof. Sills cooler talk. Thank you. Hey. Hey, just so you know, too, if you got a daughter, this is what I tell my daughter. Never fall in love with a guy, okay, that you love more than he loves you. You'll never get your heart broken that way. Make sure he loves you more. If he loves you more, you'll never get your heart broken. Okay, you start loving somebody more, it's over. It's no good. They got you. They got you by the purse strings, and it's over. No, I'm not letting die. Hey, wait, that's what we need, Meta. We need marital tips from Lenny Dykstra. I don't think so. My aunt had to take a shower. My aunt told me she had to take a shower after Lenny Dykstra came on. She goes, that guy was the most disgusting guy I've ever heard in my life. And you've interviewed everybody. And I needed a shower. My aunt goes like this. I needed a shower and brush my teeth when I was done with that guy. Holy cow. It was not good, man. I told her Xander felt the same way. Oh my God almighty. No. Best wide receiver core in the NFL. Brand new from Pro Football Focus. I'm going to hit this thing after the break. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Big Sills, Morgan & Morgan. Let me go here. Where the fee is free. That means this, my friends. If you're hurt or injured on a job, finding that attorney is one of the most important things that you can do for you and your family. Getting that attorney to do battle for you will be one of the most important things. For the people, as I've been telling you, it is not a slogan. It is who they are. It is what they do. With over 800 attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, and across the country, Morgan & Morgan will do battle for you when they go into court. No case is too small for them. There's no such thing as a fender bender. The call is free. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The consultation is free. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Promise you, when you call Morgan & Morgan, they will be ready for you. And when you call them, do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you're hit from behind in a car crash, the insurance company may try to say, you can't possibly hurt. It was only a few miles an hour. It's simply not true. You see, here's the thing. Getting hit at 10 miles per hour is like falling off of this. 15 miles per hour, like this. And only 25 miles per hour, this. Injured, dial pound law. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh. Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy Big Seals. Please hit the like button. So let me get this right. You mean the Sixers passed on Markelle Fultz for Jason Tatum, and you got rid of Jimmy Butler and kept Ben Simmons? Oh, my God. Oh, man. Who's picking that? Chip Kelly? Oh, my God. You talk about direction-changing moves for your franchise. Holy cow, man. Yeah, I think Markelle Fultz is better than Jason Tatum. And, you know, we'll get rid of Jimmy Butler, too. What the hell? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah. I got you, kid. I got you, kid. Hey, remember, Big Sills Big Sills ain't a caboose. We're an engine here, kid. Okay? How you doing? All right. The reason I brought that up is because I want to show you sometimes what perception means and how people who are just trying to get like clicks and shit and views and not really throwing any context out. I'm not going to go all 32 NFL teams. I'm going to go the top 15 teams. Pro Football Focus just came out. The 2022 NFL receiving cores and the rankings for those teams. Are you ready? The Minnesota Vikings are ranked 15th with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne. They got them ranked 15th. Remember that. 15th. New Orleans Saints. Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas. That's a pretty good-looking group there. Are 14. Top wide receiving cores, according to Pro Football Focus. Seahawks, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Too bad no quarterback. Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. I don't think so at all. You don't get Gallup back until October. The Steelers with Johnson and Claypool. And they had Pickens. Okay. Not a bad group. Top 10 wideouts. Wide receiving cores. Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick. They think are better than the guys in Minnesota. That's buffoonery. Number 9, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. And their quarterback's Justin Herbert, though, 9th best. These are the best wide receiving cores in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus, the Bible of the NFL. Buffalo Bills. Emmanuel Sanders and Cole Beasley are no longer there. You have Gabriel Davis, Jamison Crowder, and Stephon Diggs. Number 7, the Rams. Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson. You don't believe in Hurts. Oh. The 49ers, Deebo Samuel, number 6. George Kittle. And Danny Gray. Number 5. The Las Vegas Raiders. Devontae Adams. Hunter Renfrow. Darren Waller. The number 4 top wide receiving core in the National Football League. The Philadelphia Eagles with A.J. Brown. Like saying A.J. Foyt. Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, the greatness of Quez Watkins. And they even mentioned Jalen Reagor, adding some speed behind them on the depth chart. Who gave him this list, Howie? Oh, my God. Jalen Reagor is part of the top wide receiving core. According to Pro Football Focus, this has got to be hey, who put this list together? The Dolphins are number 3. The addition of Tyreek Hill along with Jalen Waddle. You got a good tight end there, too. The Bucs, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cade Otton. And the Bengals, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. The Eagles are the 4th best wide receiving core, according to Pro Football Focus. Okay. Seriously, Xander's like, dude, seriously, man. You know the guy that emailed you and text you? That's got to be from Bob Lang's desk. a Jalen Reagor making any kind of list for Philly, unless it's a cut list, is absurd. Oh, my God. But I'll tell you what they've done. Here we go. This is what we're going to do here, my friends. Pressure's on the team to win the NFC, and also Jalen Hurts to be an MVP candidate, or he doesn't keep his job. That guy's got to win. Here's what Jalen has to do this year. With all this hype, you guys got way more hype than the 17 team. We can't just let that go by the side. Pro Football Focus is saying you got one of the top 5 wide receiving cores. Wait a minute. Hang on for a minute here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, Xander is right. This is gold. So wait a minute. Let's take a look at this. Oh, God, wait a minute. I got to put all my thoughts in a row here because, wow, the expectations just kicked up a notch. Oh, this is splendid. So you've got one of the easiest cakewalk schedules, 31st. You got the number 1 running attack. Now you got the number 4 wide receiving core in the National Football League. I mean, hey, your quarterback is one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the NFC, according to CBS. So your quarterback's ranked 7th in the – what was the number? I want to be fair and right. Yeah, he's ranked 7th. So today we found out that the Eagles have the 4th best wide receiving core, according to Pro Football Focus. You have the 7th best quarterback in the NFC, according to CBS. You have the number 1 rushing attack in all of football a year ago. I mean, and you got the shittiest schedule next to the Cowboys in the league. Yale says no worse than 10-7. 10-7? Whoa. 10-7. Okay. I gotta redo my expectations here. I gotta redo my expectations. The 4th best wide receiving core, Jalen should throw for 4,500 yards. 35 touchdowns. And win 13 games. 12-5. 13-4. Michael says rent's due in September. Not according to these guys. These guys here are getting an extension on their rent. These guys right here are why the economy is the way it is. And that consumer price index is up. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Inflation has hit this Eagle team hard. Look at this. Number 1, offensive line. Number 4, wide receiving core. Number 7 in this NFC, quarterback. Number 31 in strength of schedule. Shit, dude. This is a Super Bowl team. Drew goes, I hate list. Okay. I hate list. Oh, my God. What, now you hate list? Wait a minute. You're on it. You're highly rated. Why are you talking so negatively? It's not me. I'm just going by what folks are saying. Your Honor, why am I being indicted for what others are saying? Okay, why am I being indicted? If Hurts wins, I will literally cry. I'll be right there with you. I'll be crying. Trust me. I'll be crying too, Dylan. I'll be just like this. I just unbelievable. Spikes is stopping Sills. I see what you're doing. What do you mean what I'm doing, Spike? I get it, buddy. Expectations. Stop attacking Dan. Thank you. Thank you, Jadis. I appreciate it. Tell those people to stop attacking me. Dylan, who's your boyfriend? Carson Wentz. There you go. Good night. Stop attacking Dan. Congratulations to you, Dylan. Really happy for you, man. You find people who love you in your life. Good for you. Cabana boy, go get me a towel. It's just a list. Wait a minute. Jadis, you're putting the pressure on us? Hang on. Hold on. Hey, Chris, be nice. Don't go there with that. We welcome everyone on our show, okay? Don't go there. It's not cool. Okay? Listen, no. This is not a Democrat or Republican show. This is a sports show, which means everyone's invited, just like in a stadium. I tell you guys this all the time. Sports is the only place where you can have heterosexual, homosexual, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, whomever you want, in a stadium, or we're rooting for one thing, sports or your favorite team. Okay? I don't exclude anybody. Okay? You even got Aussies. Hey, man, you guys play a great game down there that I love. It's rugby. My daughter is a superstar on it. Razor, see, you're being political with it, and I want to respond, but I'm not. Absolutely no politics, William. We're talking about your Oh, I see what you guys are doing now. You're using Dylan. Dylan, they're using you right now because I brought up all the expectations on their Eagles. Dylan, don't let them do it to you. Don't let them do it to you, Dylan. They got a number one running attack. Okay? We got the 4th best wide receiving core. We got a schedule. All I'm telling you right now is, what's your expectations now? Others are saying it. Hey, you know what, Xander? You know what you said to me a couple days ago, or maybe even a week ago, okay? Okay? Remember what you said to me? Sills, everyone's going to start jumping on what you said about winning the NFC. Don't you think this is what this is right now? Okay? Still's got us in the Super Bowl so we could oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hey. Okay? Jada says, has us going 17-0. Hey. So here's what I'm saying. Xander, what's your prediction on amount of wins this year? Okay? What's the amount of wins this year? 13-4. Jalen's 4,500. 35 touchdowns. Wow. Man. That's a lot, dog. Okay? 12-5. 11 wins, not sure. 15-2. If we go 10-7 to the NFC Championship, does Hurts get Josh Allen money? Never. They'll never pay him that. They'll never pay him that. They'll walk away. I'll tell you this. GT, watch this. The Eagles will never get into a position. Boy, that's really a great topic. Do you think the Eagles would ever pay $50 million for a quarterback? You think that owner would pay $50 million for a quarterback? Not knowing who he is. Dude, anybody could say, I'll pay Pat Mahomes $50 million today. You didn't know that coming out of Texas Tech. Shit, they thought he was just a reckless guy with the football. He didn't have a winning record at Texas Tech. And every time scouts went down to watch him at Lubbock, they watched this guy fall all over himself, including the coach, Cliff Kingsbury. You think this organization's ever going to pay a guy $50 million a year to play the position of quarterback? I don't see it. I don't. I think they'd rather be on. Now, look, how about this? Do you think Jeffrey Lurie would pay Donovan McNabb if McNabb was in his prime today? Do you think he would pay Donovan? I say this. If McNabb played in today's NFL, McNabb would make – would McNabb make Josh Allen money? Would McNabb make Josh Allen money if he was in today's NFL? Yeah, I think so. If you said Sileo and he was playing today, how much money would you pay Donovan McNabb? I'd be like this. I'd pay him what Dak's make him. I think he's better than Dak. Do we agree? McNabb's better than Dak. If you had to pick a quarterback to win a game, who would you take, Dak Prescott or Donovan McNabb? They're kind of the same guy. Donovan's probably a little more mobile. Dak might be a hair more accurate. Okay? Might be a hair more accurate. You know what, man? Don't ever do anything effed up in front of Xander. Because if he does, man, it won't be something he'll hold against him. It'll be something he'll beat over his head against him with. He'd be yakking before every game. Oh, my God. I would pay Donovan $45 million today in today's NFL. I would. Okay? You think Jeffrey Lurie would pay that today? You think the owner of the Eagles would pay $45 million to a quarterback to quarterback his team? Say it was McNabb. Davey Boy says he's just had better receivers. That could be. I concede that. That can't hold his jock strap. Why not $45 million, Dan? McNabb would get around 41. We gave Wentz 120. It's true. I'm just wondering if this owner here is going to go out on a limb and spend that kind of dough. Okay? I would never pay McNabb $45 million. Wow, really? You would never pay him that? Well, McNabb's better than Wentz. He's better than Wentz. I wouldn't, but that's just me. So then you don't really see them then, Xander. You would trade him for number ones. So you're never going to get into a position where you feel comfortable in Philadelphia with a quarterback. Maybe this is by design. Maybe this is by design. What's the most expensive position on the team? It's quarterback. And the Eagles have proven they can win without an elite quarterback. I like McNabb, but not $45 million. Maybe this is by design. Maybe the Eagles aren't really going to look for frontline guys to pay gigantic money to, because they've proven they can win without it. We've seen precedent where other teams have won without. Hey, by the way, is Matthew Stafford elite? Would you consider Matthew Stafford an elite NFL quarterback? Would you? I mean, doesn't matter. Hey, watch this. What's the difference between Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins prior to last year? Same win-loss percentage. Throws for just about the same amount of yards. What's the difference? Matthew Stafford is not in a – I don't really know where to put Matthew Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins are good football players who I wouldn't mind quarterbacking my team. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I wouldn't look at Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins and go, these guys are the best quarterbacks in the game. These guys are elite. However, when you start to process their numbers, they do put up elite numbers. Think about that. Stafford and Cousins are the same guy. Okay? Matthew Stafford still has a losing record overall. And, you know, I know everybody goes like this. Well, shit, he had crap up in Detroit. He had Megatron. So here, Matthew Stafford's had Megatron and Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham as his wide receivers, and you're trying to tell me that guy hadn't won more ball games? I don't know. That guy's had some pretty good talent around him. And when people start throwing to me, well, he's an elite, I'm like, I don't know. I think he has really good numbers. They're great numbers. Detroit was the difference. Stafford needs a good second half career. And this is the second half of his career. Hey, by the way, you can find the fountain of middle age. Rich Gannon found it in Oakland. Guy won an MVP after numerous stints with other teams. Kurt Warner found the fountain of middle age. After all those teams that cut him, you know, he lands in St. Louis. Guy writes his own history book in the second half of his career. So it can happen in the second half. And I agree with you on Stafford. Stafford looked like an elite quarterback this past season. He beat Brady twice, won the Super Bowl, came back from points down in the fourth quarter to win a game after losing Beckham. That's elite stuff. It's totally elite stuff. However, when you look at his overall record, it's not great. But there's another example. And if you're the Eagles, why would I spend $50 million on a quarterback where all my salary cap and the majority of my cap goes into that one dude? Look at what they did in Baltimore with Joe Flacco. They had to start getting rid of guys like Anquan Bolden. They had to start jettisoning guys on the football team like Ed Reed because they couldn't afford those salaries. They walked backwards, then they drafted the quarterback, and they got rid of Flacco. Putting big money. Look, I've heard Barrett Brooks say this. Having a $50 million quarterback and then a $25 million wide receiver, it's not really – did you see what Kevin Demoff said today? The guy who runs the Rams. Our business model right now is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. We can't keep paying this amount of numbers out and this amount of money out to players and thinking that this is not going to catch us eventually when we don't have a core group of guys. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. This is kind of what we hit on a little bit yesterday. I think you got to get exceptionally lucky when you're talking these quarterbacks. Sydney, that's a great one. You don't have to be elite. Look at it. Look at Eli. Eli's not elite. I know he's had elite moments. You beat Brady twice. I mean, seriously, in the game too, which is even more insane. Andy says, if Hurts, and Andy, this may be exactly what you're talking about here. Okay? This may be exactly what you're talking about. His elite moments are good enough to shut you up. 2 Super Bowls MVPs versus Brady. You're right. And he's not overly spectacular in any of his statistics. All right, it's top of the hour. D-Gun's going to join us in hour number 3, 5:30 Eastern time. We'll reset everything. I want to continue picking this up because maybe this is going to be a philosophy of the Eagles here moving forward at the quarterback position. Jalen actually may be exactly what they're looking for. He may be, because I'll explain. Please hit the like button. Hour 3, keep it right here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that. Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sills. Appreciate everybody stepping in with us. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button. We have D Gunn at the bottom of the hour. We'll catch up with him, get his thoughts on what he sees with all this hype going on with this Philadelphia Eagle team. I think it's a lot. Xander sent me a list. Pro Football Focus has the 4th best wide receiving core. Now is the Philadelphia Eagles. There is a boatload of hype on this football team. You know, we've been kind of kidding around a little bit here, but quite frankly, when you're talking about, you know, the expectations of this team, they've never been higher. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. Okay. So obviously you're looking, I just hope we're not looking at something here and we're talking about a major disappointment here. Because look, there's 2 things that are going to be the signature things that are going to define the 2022 season. Health, Hurts. 2 H's. Health and Hurts. Nothing else. How well the defense plays? Sure. How well the running it? Sure. This season will be defined by health and Hurts. Nothing else. You could talk about schemes and coordinators and all this other shit. It comes down to those 2 things. Health, Hurts. That's it. Well, Jonathan, again, sure. Do you know what that is? That's what you call in a courtroom. That's sidebar talk. The reality of the football team has to be this. Is that guy good enough? And is this team healthy enough to do something that they didn't do a year ago with all the health? You guys were the healthiest you've been in many years, even your Super Bowl year last year. It equated into this. Congratulations for being a good NFL team. Nothing more. And I get why there was excitement coming off that, because you know why? Being 4-11-1, having to fire a Super Bowl coach, having to admit you're wrong on a quarterback that you gave a contract extension to. Think about that. Do you know why there's such a victory lap going on with what happened a year ago? Because Howie got out from under that contract. Do you know what the victory was a year ago? The victory wasn't going 9-8. The victory was winning without Wentz and getting that money out of Philly. That was the win. You think they really gave a shit that they got killed by the Buccaneers in the playoffs? They were on house money a year ago. This is a process. This is a marathon. Okay? It's a marathon. And so they know this. That's why the question we asked you at the top of the hour here, okay, maybe this is going to be the philosophy that they have at the quarterback position. You know, it's funny. I really wonder, at the end of the day, now I know why they didn't get Deshaun Watson in the building. They were never going to pay $230 million a guarantee. They had a chance to do it. They'd passed on it. Luckily, they passed, because I wouldn't want that nightmare too in my building. But they were never going to. Do you understand what's going on in Baltimore right now with Lamar Jackson? Because of what happened in Cleveland, Baltimore is now in a contract. I don't want to say dispute because I'm not sure what it is. But their conversations and their discussions with Lamar Jackson have stalled. Watch this. You give Deshaun Watson $230 million in guaranteed cash. This affects the Eagles. I'm going to tell you how. You give Deshaun Watson $230 million in guaranteed cash. If you're Lamar Jackson's people, you know you're going to Baltimore and Steve Buscaglia, the owner of the team, going, I am a unanimous most valuable player. I'm 25 years old. like he is. I've won 80% of my ball games. I want that contract. What happened in Cleveland has upset the apple cart on what the true value of the position is now. You know, it was going up in escalators, 40 million, 42 million, 41 million. Now you've got guaranteed 230. It's completely screwed everything up. So now, if you're the Eagles, you've got to go like this. Well, shit. Look at how we're building the team. We got the best wide receiving core. Pro Football Focus came out today. They get the best one of the top 5 wide receiving cores in the league, according to PFF. They got the top O-line in the league. Their defense has been improved. They're building a hell of a roster. And they're not paying a shitload of money at the quarterback position. And because the conference is the way it is, we're getting better, and the rest of the teams in the conference are either getting older or worse, right? When you go down the list of the teams that are in the NFC, you go and look at this. The Bucs are older. The Bucs have one more year, and then they're going to go down to the middle of the pack because Brady's out of the room. Unless they can convince Aaron Rodgers to leave Green Bay and to pick up and go down there where the Bucs are, the Bucs are going to be in the middle of the road. They're going the other way. The Rams, Kevin Demoff said it today. The business model is not sustainable. They're looking at their window last year, this year, and maybe one more year. And then get this. You're paid too much money in guaranteed cash. You have no first-round picks. It's almost like Howie is waiting for the rest of the league to come back to him. And it has. It has. It's come back to him. Okay? Yeah, I think the Rams have this year, maybe next. Core sales. Now all we need is a closer. Yeah, but get this. Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins. Let me say this to you. You know, it's funny. I think Cousins is 32. I think he's coming up on the final. Oh, no, he just signed a contract extension. What do you think Kirk Cousins would do with this offense? The best O-line in football and the 4th best wide receiving core. How far do you think he'd go? You think he'd put a Stafford year in? Do you think Cousins would put a Stafford year in? I think Kirk Cousins would probably throw for 5,000 yards. That's something Jalen will never do, by the way. That's not his skill set. It's not what he does. It's not how he wins ball games. Jalen's going to have to improve more of that. Kurt doesn't. Showtime. You don't think that Kirk Cousins would throw for 5,000 yards when he's thrown for 5,000 yards in Minnesota with the group he has now? So what, you have a lesser group? I want to do that one more time. I want to double check that. I think he threw for 49,000. 4,900, I mean. Yeah, I think he threw for 49. Kirk Cousins stats. Yeah, I don't think he's thrown for 5,000 yards in any particular year. No, he threw for 49 and 16. Yeah, he threw for 49 and 16, but he's thrown for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 7 seasons, 6 of them have been over 4,200 yards and over 25 passing touchdowns, and as high as 36 touchdown passes. And you don't think he would improve your offense? Jesus criminy. Are you kidding me? Jalen's not even close to that kind of passer yet. You see those stats? Are you crazy? You don't have a quarterback in your team's history that put numbers like that up. History of your team. You had one 4,000-yard passing guy. One, and it wasn't McNabb. It was Wentz. That guy's got 6 out of the last 7 years over 4,200 passing yards. You're out of your minds. Of course, Cousins would. Our offensive line would take care of him. The better question is, would he get to 5,500, 6,000? Somebody's going to get to 6,000 passing yards one year because of the extra game, the 17th game. We've seen Cousins beat the Eagles, but he hasn't won big. Well, we'll find that out in week 2. Seth says GM really is good at seeing the future in caps and salaries. He is. He really is. And trades that are his strength. He's been better at drafting due to listening to his scouts, which that department is traded. By the way, Seth, thank you. Philip says, I'm rocking out with Jalen. All good. No, Xander, I think Seth is right on. I think that's fair and true, and yes. I appreciate it. Thank you, Seth. Cousins is overpriced. He's good, but he's not for that price. Well, then what would you pay for Jalen? If you think that Kirk Cousins is overpaid, I think he's underpaid. Okay? I think he's underpaid. Let me see this here. What's Cousins' base salary in 2022? They cut his base down because they gave him a giant signing bonus of 25. This guy's making $30 million. And then you put okay, gets a raise of 40. Okay, he's getting paid $40 million this year. Kirk Cousins is making $40 million this year. $40 million. And I've always brought his name up for a reason. You got a quarterback that throws the ball for 3,100 yards and 16 touchdowns. There's a guy in the last 7 years, 6 of them have been over 4,200 passing yards and over 25 touchdown passes, averaging around 10 picks a year. That's exceptional for a stiff. That's exceptional. So when you guys are barking to me, well, they'll pay Jalen 40. You would pay Jalen 40, but not Cousins, who puts those record numbers up. You guys, I mean, dude, this shows you the love that you have for the kid. I get it. But your love is blind. This is blind. You're not thinking business-wise. You're just not. There's no common sense here to that. Sileo, would you take Jameis Winston over Jalen Hurts? Probably not. Probably not. Now, who's my play caller? If my play caller is Sean Payton, maybe. He's more gifted as a passer. Jalen's not gifted as a passer. He's not gifted. When watch this. When you put Tom Brady and you're evaluating Tom Brady, speed and agility is not an asset of Tom Brady's. That's not a rip. But it's funny when you say this. Passing and passing accuracy is not an asset of Jalen Hurts. You take that as a rip. That's an evaluation comment. Brady's worked at everything else. Brady was fairly accurate coming out of Michigan. Was an exceptional arm strength. And sometimes arm strength can hide accuracy issues. Peyton Manning's a great example of that. One of the things that made Ryan Leaf more of a candidate to be drafted over Peyton Manning when they came out together was that Ryan Leaf had a cannon at Washington State. Peyton Manning didn't have it. Okay? He didn't have it. But Peyton Manning worked at arm strength. And arm strength became better. Xander says it is a rip. He's a quarterback, not a running back. That's not a rip on Brady because he's a quarterback. Well, okay, well, we're defining what a guy's assets and his strengths and weaknesses are. That's all I'm doing. And when you, and Xander takes that and says that that's a rip. Well, that's the evaluation of what I have on him. He's not accurate. He can't throw the deep pass. He struggles at reading progressions, and he's a good runner. I'm not sure what the hell else the guys are looking at when I say that. Okay? And he's right. That's why I'm not going to name any names. But one of my first weeks on JAKIB Sports, somebody goes like this to me. Hey, Justin Fields ran a 4.3 or a 4.4 at the combines. I went, the least most important thing you could tell me about the guy was that. When you start a conversation out with me about a quarterback, and the first thing you say to me is his 40 time, I have no interest in the quarterback. I don't want that to be an asset. I don't care. Because that's not the style of play that wins. And you're hoping that you get an albatross like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, and you're hoping that you find one of those guys in your stall. That's not the case. Finding Josh Allen's and Lamar Jackson's, there's only two of those dudes. However, there's more Peyton Mannings, Dan Marino's, Tom Brady's, Matthew Stafford's. There's more of those examples of winning than Jalen's and Lamar's. That's all I'm saying here. In the NFL, you have to win from, of course, 19 starts, 4208, 22-13, and over 1,000 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns. Great. Sounds good. Hope he improves. Okay? Hope he improves. We'll see. Seth says, Sills, do you think Carson Strong could be a future franchise quarterback? No. Well, I don't want to do it that way because that's not fair. Tony Romo was undrafted. People forget that Tony Romo wasn't drafted. I don't know. But in that system, in the Jalen Hurts, watch this. Seriously, Seth, do you think that Carson Strong, coming from a passing offense at Nevada, is going to flourish in a system that they have set up for Jalen? Common sense. He doesn't fit what they're doing. It's not even close to what they're doing. Like, even as a quarterback that's on the roster, so if Jalen gets hurt, you put Carson Strong in, and you go from these RPO things to drop back, and you change your philosophy overnight because you got a different guy in the room. If we got Quinn and Bates, are we the top NFC seed? I think you are anyway, Sydney. I think what everybody is saying about your football team, there's more hype on this team than this 2017 Super Bowl team. I just think that there's more hype. I've not seen it like this. Gibson says Hurts will be fine and you will eat your words by week 9. You mean he'll beat a winning team finally? Has Jalen beat a winning team yet in his career? Has he beat a winning team? Was it Washington his first year starting? Has he ever beaten a winning team? I don't know. I'm just asking. Has he ever beaten a winning team? He beat up on the Saints. The Saints didn't have a winning season last year, my friend. New Orleans was not a winning team last year. Excuse me, the Saints did not have a winning season. I asked you if he's ever beaten a winning team. I didn't ask you if he's beaten a top defense. I asked you if he's beaten a winning team. First game against the Saints? Okay. Year before. Okay. So he's got one win against the winning team. Okay. Let's hope he has more. Sileo, do you realize that Manning threw? So you're comparing Jalen Hurts to Peyton Manning. I got it the year before. Okay, beat the Saints. I think the Saints were 9-8 that year. Okay. He beat the Eagles in the playoffs. Saints were winning. I got it. Saints were 9-8 last year, were they? Okay, so he beat the Saints twice. Okay, I didn't think the Saints were a winning team last year. The Broncos did not have a winning season. Jesus, Griminy. Carson Wentz last year beat the Niners, the Cardinals, the Bills, and the Patriots. I mean, those were all playoff teams. And they beat the Dolphins, who were a winning team but didn't make the playoffs. That guy went against 5 teams last year. Okay? Just saying. And, you know, I'm gonna ask D Gunn this here. With the hype of this football team here, let's bring our friend in from Sports Take. We so appreciate him taking time here, man. He does such a great show with the fellas, man. D-Gun, too much hype on this football team, you think?
On this Eagles team?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a yes and no answer. I think when you look at what they did in the offseason, they went out and got one of the premier quarterback sackers over the last 2 seasons in Reddick. They added a solid linebacker in Kazir White. You know, they drafted a kid, Nakobe Dean, who was a sure shot first-round pick and for whatever reason slipped through the cracks. They add James Bradbury, but the big one is they had a legitimate 1,000-yard receiver in A.J. Jones. So they already have one of the best offensive lines in the game. You have one of the better tight ends in the game. You got a great trio of running backs, and now your defense has been shored up. You draft this kid, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams coming back having a strong year, 2 perennial Pro Bowlers in Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. So the expectation is high for this team for a lot of reasons. But then I say you got to pump the brakes because you still have the unknown commodity, which is the quarterback situation. As I don't have to tell you, a lot of times the quarterback gets too much of the accolades and sometimes they get too much of the blame. In this particular case, Jalen Hurts has been given everything you can expect to succeed. Tight end, line, running backs, wide receivers. We've heard all the stories about him training diligently in the offseason with the quarterback gurus in Southern California. I have said time and time again on numerous platforms, I think this young man at 24 years of age is far beyond his years in maturity. If any young man can handle the pressure in the city of Philadelphia, this guy can. But still, based off of what we saw last year, I have my reservations. Can he read a defense? Can he properly go through his progressions? Can he stay in that pocket a second or two longer to wait until somebody frees up instead of taking off like the rabbit flushed out of the bush and running too soon? Those are all big questions, and the answers are even bigger. We won't know in OTAs, mini camps, training camp, and as you know, Dan, a lot of teams don't even play their frontline players in preseason games anymore. So we're not going to know for real until the bullets start flying in mid-September. So I think, yes, the expectation is higher, but also there's that reservation because the engine only goes as effectively as a quarterback does, my brother.
Absolutely. And Derek, I'm going to throw this at you here, and I threw this at folks the other day, and what's the most important objective for this Eagle team this year? To win 11 ball games, get dumped in the opening round of the playoffs, or find out if that quarterback is the heir apparent and the future of this franchise over the next 10 years? And I say this to you doing this.
Yeah.
What if the team, because you can't play the way and the style of football you played a year ago in that one-dimensional football if you want to get into the modern NFL.
Right.
We do not take advantage, Derek, in any way. When a quarterback today throws the ball down the field, it's a 50-50 proposition with most teams on pass interference. Jalen's not going to get that advantage. Right. Where I'm going here is this. What if the team goes 8-9, but Jalen throws for 4,300 yards and 33 touchdowns, and we see this leap like we saw it with Josh Allen?
Right.
Isn't that a win for the franchise to maybe take a step backwards so that they could take 3 steps forward and go, I know we kind of shit the bed on this other part of the team, but we found out the quarterback. Is that something they would look at?
Absolutely, because as you know, there are not 32 legitimate starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. If you have a quarterback you think you can count on for the next 4, 5, 7 years, that's a luxury in the NFL nowadays. If they find out that Jalen Hurts is that quarterback, but they lose more games than they win, well, they're sitting pretty next year. They still have 2 first-round draft picks that they can use to address whatever deficiencies they might have on offense or defense. You can address that in the draft. As the league always tries to tell you, we're trying to get younger to get better. Eagles are in a prime position. They have a good young nucleus of players, and you continue to enhance upon that. So, yeah, if Jalen Hurts went for 4,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and ran this offense fluidly the way Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen want to run this offense, that's a huge sigh of relief for this organization. But they've also deliberately put themselves in a position to possibly attack that quarterback spot next year. That's why I knew going into this draft they weren't going to utilize 3 first-round picks this year. So that's why they set themselves up to have 2 first-round picks next year, so they can wheel and deal and maybe pull off a Carson Wentz type move of moving up in the draft to get one of the better quarterbacks, since next year's class, as we know it today, is supposed to be considerably better than the 2022 quarterback draft class.
Absolutely. They're talking between 5 and 7 guys that could potentially go in the next year's 32 picks. D-Gun, does it bug you a little bit? I had Jimmy Johnson make a comment. I tweeted at him, and Coach doesn't really like the philosophy that Nick Sirianni and the Eagles are going through when it comes to preserving their players and not really getting quality reps. I had Phil Simms on a couple days ago, and Phil goes, the difference between getting reps in an exhibition game versus getting reps in a controlled scrimmage that many of these teams are doing, they're higher quality reps in those exhibition games than they are in the controlled scrimmages.
Right.
His point was this: with all these new components, Derek, you were as healthy as you ever were. You were more healthier last year than you were in the 17th season when you won the Super Bowl, and you still got your heads kicked in the opening round of the playoffs. Where do you sit on this? I mean, do you think this team needs more practice time? How's Jalen supposed to get better in helmets and shorts?
Well, I'm old school, man. I'd rather see him mix it up a little bit more, hanging and banging on the field. But let's face it, as you said, that team limped through the 2017 season, yet they had enough diversity on that team. Everybody stepped up. A backup quarterback, steps in and wins the Super Bowl for him, and now he has a statue outside of Lincoln Financial Field. Then you look at this Eagles team in 2018, 19, and even 2020. Team was decimated by injuries. You look across the league at the volume of injuries. They continue to increase each and every year. Significant injuries from Achilles to knees to ruptured pecs. The numbers keep going up. I think the numbers was only like 6 or 7 teams during the OTAs really had like physical OTAs, and it seems like everybody's pulling back. The fact that this team was the healthiest that it had been in quite some time in 2021, using Nick Sirianni's philosophy, the fact that they got to the playoffs and got a bunch of young guys experienced in the playoffs, even though they got their hands handed to them on a silver platter by a team like Tampa Bay, I can't argue against what Nick Sirianni's doing. They just finished up in OTAs and they're not having a mandatory, session like a lot of teams might have. I can't argue with what he's doing right now. It works. If the bottom line is you're keeping these guys healthier, you're getting them further into a season, which could help you at the end of the season, then who am I to argue, against that? I really can't, to be honest with you, because it worked for him.
Absolutely. Couple last questions for you, D-Gun.
Yeah.
Let me throw this at you with A.J. Brown, and I brought this up today. Get your spin on it here. I'm going to tie in Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was talking about, look, there's a value on having Sean McVay. There's a value playing in L.A. There's a value playing with Matthew Stafford that people sometimes don't look at when they're chasing that bag of money. I didn't go for the number one amount of money like some of these other guys did. I went for more peace of mind, knowing that I'm going to be the focal point of an offense with a coach who's 36, with a quarterback who got me the ball last year in record time, in record numbers. There was a value there. And when you see that as a potential free agent, maybe next year and the year after, man, people look their head up, D-Gun, and do this.
Yeah.
You know what, man? That Rams thing is really great.
Yeah.
And I hear A.J. Brown doing this. Man, this Devontae Smith kid, man, sky's the limit.
Right.
Man, he's a number one. Geez, holy cow, we got 2 1s here. He's talking trash to the Cowboy guys during the celebrity baseball. I love the fact that this guy's rolled in here and his impact has made it so like there's an energy in the building. There's also something that says this: if I'm a free agent, D lineman, O lineman, whatever, I'm going to look up and go like this, Derek. What are they doing in Philly, man?
Yeah.
They're paying people and they're winning.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made it fashionable to want to play in Philly, I think.
Well, you're looking at A.J. Brown, and he's basically the same age as a lot of the young talent that's being counted on for this team.
He's 25. It's
25
crazy.
years old, and these other kids are 22, 23, 24. He's a proven commodity. He's had 2,000-yard seasons, should have had a third if it wasn't due to injuries. And he just got paid $100 million, okay? So what do young players want in today's game? They want to make their money as quick as possible. They want to win as quick as possible. So A.J. Brown is now like the Pied Piper, one of the Pied Pipers in that locker room because of his pedigree. If this team turns the corner, last year they were an afterthought. This year they're back on prime time 4 or 5 times this season. If they show out in prime time, you don't think other players are taking notice of this? Especially if the quarterback plays up to expectation, especially if this defense plays up to expectation with that rotation they have in the front 7 and the games that Jonathan Gannon can play now. I'm hoping it's more of an attacking type defense. Absolutely. Now, you can look out west and say, okay, young players too get caught up in the glitz and the glamour. Who wouldn't want to be in Los Angeles, the land of sun and fun, new multi-billion-dollar stadium, state-of-the-art facilities? They're recent Super Bowl champion. You have one of the more innovative young minds in Sean McVay, who's your coach. He can relate to the young player today. So it's like pick your poison. What do you want? Are you an East Coast person? Are you a West Coast person? But you know what? Players want to win. Bottom line, they want to win. If there's one thing that's never changed in this game from the inception of the game to now is players want to win. Very few players get a chance to do this and say, I got one of these. And that's the bottom line. And if they feel the Eagles are a team, number one, that's going to pay them, and number two, they're right there neck and neck with the Cowboys and one of the better teams in the NFC, Philadelphia automatically becomes a viable option for these guys.
Finally here,
Yeah.
See, we got about 7 weeks training camp and Jordan Davis and cheesesteaks and cannolis and I don't know here, man. I mean, I think we all. Hey, I don't. Here's all kidding aside.
Right.
I don't want to have to sit here and tell this guy not to eat something. I want him to have the self-discipline to understand that this is a job now, Derek.
Right,
I mean,
right.
you ain't on scholarship anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a big guys league now. Just your sense, do you think he's going to be ready to rock here for the upcoming season? I love his personality, by the way.
Right. You're talking about Jordan Davis?
Yes.
Here's the thing. With the team, you have a nutritionist, you have trainers to help you control your weight. Now you have 7 weeks and you're back home getting mama's cooking and you're hanging out with your boys and you got a little bit more money in your pocket because you get some of that money from OTAs and minicamp.
Chicken fried steak and eggs.
You know what I'm saying? Big fried chicken, brother. You know what I'm saying?
You
So it's going to be hard, for him to be more disciplined. I think he can be a very effective player if they can keep him at that 330 level. He cannot balloon to 340, 345. But that 7-week period, you hope he comes back close to being in shape, because then if not, you got to start back from square one as an organization of trying to trim him down and get him into NFL football shape. Man, when you're young like that, man, you know what it was like, man. Can't nobody tell you nothing.
Nope.
You think you're invincible. If you didn't have anything, whatever you made, it's more than you ever had, man. And you're going to enjoy that luxury for the moment. And his mom supposedly is coming here to take care of him as well once the season starts. But, dude, if you're like me, mama's cooking is second to none.
Man, better not bring any biscuits and gravy. I'll just say.
What? Biscuits and gravy? Oh,
biscuits
my goodness.
And gravy, man.
And rice, the homemade fried chicken, mom's southern style recipe chicken.
My wife
burgers
is from Dallas, man. All that, I learned all that, man.
You see what I'm saying? So, it's hard to tell a 21, 22-year-old, pump the brakes. You're a professional now. They'll learn, because once they get their butts kicked around a few times by older players and realize that you're not at Georgia anymore. You're not playing Troy State. You're not playing Alabama A&M. The worst team in the NFL has grown men that will knock you on your behind and embarrass you in a spotlight if you're not ready. He's going to learn that real quick. I'm hoping he comes back in shape. I'm hoping he comes back focused and ready for the rigors of what lies ahead. But I also know, having dealt with a lot of players throughout my career, hey, man, 7 weeks seems like a short period of time. But when you get away from the bosses and you have that freedom to do what you want to do, brother, that's a long period of time to do a lot of things you shouldn't be doing.
Popeyes with extra spice, please.
What?
You make it extra crispy for me.
That's right. Give me that shrimp basket.
Yep.
Give me the 3-piece wing.
Yep.
Oh, man, what? Oh, my goodness, brother. What?
Hey, Deacon, I'm going to leave you with this. I don't know how they're going to transport the Eagle players between Mulata, Jordan Davis, Landon Dickerson. They're going to have to get a cargo plane, because this thing here, that might be the biggest team in the league. When they get off the bus and they have to get on a scale, that Toledo's going to be hurting.
Let me tell you something, brother. Lane Johnson is 6'5", 315. He looks like a little dude compared to these dudes, man.
Even A.J. Brown looks like a big dude.
Man, let me tell you something. A.J. Brown looks like a Greek god, okay? This man is built. He kind of reminds me of DK Metcalf in terms of physique. Man, this team is huge. I mean, they're huge in the trenches along the defensive line. They're huge along the offensive line. I mean, I've been on a few flights, the small, like, crop duster flights where you got 30, 40 seats, and the flight attendant walks down to Alice, excuse me, could you move over here, and could you move over here? I can see that they're going to have to balance out this plane. All right, I need X amount of pounds on this side, and I need X amount of pounds. If not, we're going to be flying like this the whole trip, brother. So you tell me what you want to do. That's
big right. Boys, they ain't getting on Barrett's boat, I'll tell you that.
No,
man.
heck no. You pop a wheelie right out the dock on that boat, man. Tell you that right now.
Hey, D-Gun, you have a great week, and thank you so much. It's always an honor to have you on our program. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, look, brother, anytime you call, if I'm available, I'm happy to do it for you, man. You know how I feel about you, brother. So
yes, sir. Thank you so much.
I'm always here for you. Yep.
Thank you, my friend. That is D-Gun, man. Love talking with him. Don't forget to catch him on Sports Take every single day starting at noon Eastern time. So all good, man. We really appreciate that. My friends at Morgan & Morgan also want you to know the fee is free. And finding that attorney is one of the most important things that you could possibly do for you and your family, getting that fair compensation if you're hurt or injured on the job. For the people is not a slogan. It is who they are. It is what they do. Collecting over $13.5 billion in compensation for their clients over those 30 years. 800 attorneys strong, the biggest attorney firm in the country, ready to do battle for you. And every time they'll say this to you, there's no such thing as a fender bender when it comes to Morgan & Morgan. John Morgan and his team of attorneys will go to battle for you. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600, 24/7, 7 days a week. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor. Tell them Big Sales sent you.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh. Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Thank you, D Gun. Wasn't that awesome, man? I really love Derek Gunn, man. I am so happy to have met his acquaintance and been part of knowing him. He is a hell of a guy, man. And his reputation, okay? I mean, his reputation in Philadelphia is spectacular. And by the way, he does such a great job at getting the guest on that show too, man. I mean, he's got, hey, you know what, too? Xander's like this. Hey, they had Vic on. You know, you're barking in it, and I'm like, hey, man, D-Gun. D-Gun's got it going on. I love that stuff. I think it's great when somebody has a Rolodex like Big Sills does. It makes our entire network great. I can't be the only show. And we have 3 great ones. Jody does a spectacular job with John McMullen. Okay? And what I love about all 3 of the shows, completely different. Trust me when I tell you, you tune on any radio station in your respected city, they all sound the same. Turns into white noise after a while. You're like, that sounds the same to me. Our network is different. All 3 shows are by far, there's nothing like it. And that's a good thing. It's like when you walk into a restaurant and you got a menu there, you go like this. I don't think I'm going to eat that. Or I think I'm going to have this. I may have this. Okay? D-Gun's got great connections, man. Love it. John McClain, that guy came on my show and was a tool. Yeah, you should be, man. Jody's built himself a spectacular career. He's well-known, New York and Philly. I mean, you bring up Jody's name. Jody's one of the Philadelphia guys that helped form Sports Talk. Absolutely. Jody and Howard, here. Bruno, Angelo, here. Here's your Mount Rushmore of Sports Talk. The guy that just retired is on, I think. Let me think. Because there's only 4. You got to put Angelo in the room. Here's the 4 greatest Sports Talk guys in Philly. Angelo's in the room. Howard Eskin's in the room. Angelo. Bruno's in the room. So you have Angelo, Howard, and Bruno, and one more. You could go Mike, who was just fired over at the Fanatic. You could go Ray. I'd say you could probably put Ray there at 4. Those are your 4 dudes. Okay? Bruno's in that conversation. Okay? Bruno's in that conversation for sure. Father Time, Mac, and Original. Yeah, hey, Jody was also part of that lineup back in the day when Tom Bigby put that station together. WIP and WFAN are the 2 most significant stations in sports talk in America. Here they are, okay? Northeast, it's WBZ. It's called the Sports Hub. It's in Boston. It's overtaken EEI. EEI is not even like in a conversation any longer. WBZ in Boston, WIP in Philly, WFAN in New York. KMBR in San Francisco. That would probably be it. There's not a lot of 4 or 5 share stations in the country in sports talk. WIP, to show you the power that they have in Philly, WIP in Philadelphia can win 12-plus persons. They've done that. KMBR's done that too in San Francisco. When the Giants and the Warriors are killing it, KMBR can win the 12-plus. Okay, WIP does that at least once a year. You'll never see FAN 12-plus be the number 1 station because of all the stations that are in New York. But, yeah. Jody, hey, man, you could say what you want about Jody. Jody's one of the greats that have come out of Philly for sure. Yale says, I was listening to Jody on WIP when he came down in the 90s. Yeah, I think he was Jody like the overnight guy or something like that? Or after like Mike and the Mad Dog? Wasn't he after Mike and the Mad Dog? And then he came down to Philly. I thought he was like the night guy. I thought he was like the night guy. That was on That was on WFAN up in New York. Yeah. FAN when they first started, they were putting on national guys. Just like you guys would say this. I don't give a shit what's going on. I don't give a shit about my team, my city. I don't care about anything else. I don't care. I don't hear about anything else. Okay? When they get guessed, no one cares. But they were doing that. That's why when they put Bart Scott on WFAN, I went to Bart. Bart asked me, you guys know who Bart Scott is? He's from Baltimore. Okay? You guys know who Bart Scott is, the linebacker, right? So Bart goes like this. They offered me WFAN midday. I go, you should take it. How much is it? He goes like this. They're paying me $250,000. I went, what? He goes, yeah. I go, boy, now I see why Chris Sims turned that job down. He goes, what do you mean? I go, bro, that job should be $500,000. Middays, FAN. You don't take a job like that and live in New York for $250,000. Now, those jobs are a lot different today because of post-COVID. So it's different. So this was pre that. And Bart goes, what do you think? I go, bro, I'll just make one thing for you. And I told him this. I went like this to him. I go, don't talk Ravens football. Don't talk Rams football. Don't talk Eagles football. Don't talk any of that. Unless the Eagles and Giants are playing or the Jets and the Dolphins are playing. It's the only time you bring that shit up. They didn't listen. They got blown out. I said, don't bring up national stories. Nobody cares in cities like Philly and New York and Boston. That's why he got blown up. I think he's over on the ESPN station, though. I think he's over on the ESPN. They're getting killed because they're doing what I just said. It's funny. Somebody was talking to me today about broadcasting, and they go like this. They go, Sileo, you've done a lot of local. I said, yeah, I've done national too. And they go, what do you do? What's your secret? How does a guy like you resonate in every place you work? I say, well, you talk to the people that are in those cities. You don't talk to yourself. Most of the people that do this talk to themselves because their egos are so big, they think what they think is important to you. And that's what's on most mainstream media shows. They think you want to hear what they think instead of giving them what you want to hear. Like, what is Xander and I? Xander said something to me. He gave me that PFF list of the Eagles being ranked in the top 5 wide receivers. He goes, you come out with Sixer stuff? Dude, I gave you a T-ball shot. He's actually right. Okay? He's actually right. Because you know why? As much as that sounds interesting, my take on it, no one cares. Hey, do you think I want to talk hockey? You see that great game the other night when the Lightning came back? By the way, you're going to owe me more money, Xander. The Lightning are going to beat the Rangers. The Lightning were off 9 days. See, look, but nobody cares. Okay? What do I owe you? Oh, so it was something about a draft pick. I forget. I'm kidding. You don't owe me anything, brother. We're good, man. You know that. Yeah, man. Yeah. People that want to hear, hey, the NHL is great. No one cares. Hey, Randall, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That's really kind of you. That was really great. How much does Xander owe you? Jesus, verbatim in this thing. It's like the mafia. I came here for Eagles talk. Sorry, Omar. Hey. Yeah. Sileo, I don't care about your life. I don't care about what you do. I don't care about what you say. Okay? I don't care about your shitter. I don't care about anything. Okay? I don't care. I came here to figure out how we're going to win a boatload of games this year and if our football team is going to do what you say and win the NFC. Yeah, and I'm not just saying the NFC East. Randall goes, when's The Rock coming on? Working on it, dude. Sydney, holy cow. That is really nice of you, man, heading into the weekend like that. You are absolutely dope, man. Thank you so much for doing that. It means a lot to me, man. You guys are great. You guys have been spectacular. Thank you very much, Sydney. Thank you. Really cool, man. Thank you so much. That's really cool of you, man. I really appreciate that very much. Guys, I can't wait to Monday. Make sure you guys have yourself a spectacular weekend. And by the way, the weeks are now rolling into where we're getting closer and closer to training camp. Okay? July 26th is when teams start reporting. I can't wait to see how this whole thing gets played out and when rent is due in September. Have a great weekend. Please hit the like button. We'll catch you Monday going 3 to 6 Eastern time. And we'll